Since 1992, River City's Humane Society for Cats has provided a safe haven for rescued strays in Northeast Louisiana. Operating solely on adoption and surrender fees, fundraisers, and contributions, River Cities has rescued and adopted over 9,000 animals. All cats are litter box trained, spayed or neutered, tested for feline AIDS and leukemia, socialized and up to date on routine vaccinations. With options like volunteering, donating, adopting, or corporate sponsorship, River Cities welcomes your help as we find forever homes.
Over the years, the shelter has grown from a little cottage that was donated and moved to property leased from the city of Monroe to the current state-of-the-art shelter located at 5302 Desert Street in Monroe. The shelter features colony housing for the cats. That is, except for the new and sick ones that come in. All cats live in open area rooms in a home-like atmosphere. The optimal population of the shelter is around 50. The shelter was designed to hold that many cats. However, the shelter has around 70 now, and lots of animals, especially kittens, are in foster care, and the need is enormous. The answer to the cat overpopulation is spaying and neutering. But until that happens, there will be a huge need for a no-kill shelter such as River Cities. Back in 1989, the only no-kill shelter in this area had facilities for about 200 dogs, but only a tiny room for 10 to 15 cats and kittens. The shelter was operated by a local humane society in conjunction with the city of Monroe. A number of members of that society recognized there was a need for a bigger and better facility for the cats in the area. So they banded together to form the River Cities Humane Society. They raised money and got a 501c3 nonprofit status from the IRS. The shelter has been operating since 1991.
I first got involved with the River City Humane Society, through Shelley McCullen, a friend of mine who was one of the original founding members. She was telling me about a definite need for fostering, and I reached out to the shelter, and within a couple days I was able to foster a nursing mother with 2 kittens, and within a week I had 5 more kittens, and so a total of 8 kittens.
How many years have you been a foster family?
This was my first year doing it, and I did end up keeping 2 of them, so I'm letting them grow up a little bit more before I foster anymore, but I definitely will do it again in the future.
What kind of an experience has this been for you?
Overall, it was a very positive experience. Who doesn't like playing with kittens? And then when they got a little bit older and got adopted, I definitely felt like I played a big part in their lives, finding them a new home. When the shelter was full, I definitely knew there was a need, to foster. There's a definite need for fostering now, especially during the kitten season, which starts in the spring and goes through November around here. The shelters are often at capacity. You really feel like you're doing something special by fostering and helping these kittens find a home later.
Tell us, what's the criteria? What's involved to become a foster family?
Well, the first step to fostering is to reach out to the shelter and express an interest in fostering. The second step is make sure you have a place available in your home to foster, whether you want to foster one or multiple ones like I did. You will have to provide food, litter, and they definitely want you to socialize with the cats on a daily basis. So when they are adopted, they're used to people.
We actually were looking for a cat for our son for his 4th birthday, and we had decided to post on Facebook if anyone had a cat. Then we spoke to a woman named Carol Shavers that was involved with River Cities about adopting a cat, and she told us about the local kitten shelter that was here and the kitten shower. So it was the next day, and we decided we were going to come. We got here, and our son had so much fun, and he actually chose Campbell at about 3 days old. And so we signed up right there to get him without my son knowing, and gave it to him for his birthday. He learns a lot of responsibility. We have learned to feed him every day. Pets in the home can really help your children grow, especially if you have an only child. It can help them learn to put their toys and things away, as well as feeding them, and it gives them someone to play with and enjoy.
It was a roller thing, and it had a squeaker thing, and it rolls, and then there's a thing, and he tries to catch it.
Tell us about your experience with River Cities.
It was great. We absolutely loved it. Everyone here was very nice. Our foster that we had gotten Campbell from was amazing. She sent us updates. I would definitely recommend it. I would recommend it for anyone looking for a cat. They're very healthy. You know, really all the expenses are paid and ready. All you need to do is pay for the cat. For any other things, you don't have to worry about taking them up to your vet.
We're a 3-time adopter. 5.5 years ago, around Christmas time, we adopted our first 2 from them. In April, we adopted another one, Midna. So she's our 3rd one. We love River City. We support them. Anytime someone asks for a cat, I always suggest coming here. They have been wonderful, wonderful cats.
Tell me what the children have gotten out from this experience.
Well, some being responsible for another animal, making sure that they're fed and watered. And of course, every time we come here, they have to love on the cats.
Right.
I would like to recommend River City Cat Shelter to anyone that's interested in adopting a lovely cat.
I lost my job a few years ago, and it gave me an opportunity to volunteer. So I thought, this is it. So I started in. I would come up here one day a week and help clean the rooms. We need volunteers for everything, all the way from garage sales to bake sales, our kitten shower. This volunteer experience is very rewarding. If you look around, there's cats all over the place, and we need to find homes for these cats. So this is a great opportunity.
My name's Kimberly Peters, and I own Positive Outcomes. It's an autism therapy practice in West Monroe. And I've been a cat lover all my life, but I haven't always been in a financial position to do something to help cats in this area. So when I opened up my business, I decided that a corporate sponsorship would be the best way to ensure they got a regular income that they could depend upon and that they could use. And it also gave me the power to kind of see where the money was going and make sure that it was being used effectively. I have been very pleased. I feel like the board is receptive to my input, the things that I've asked for, the things that are important to me as a sponsor. My questions are answered. I know where the money goes, I know how it's used, and I see that it's being used well. Personally, I feel like any corporation that does something that serves a need, I mean, you can sponsor all kinds of things, but these are animals. These are defenseless animals that have no one else to take care of them but humans. And so I feel like using my money to take care of something kind of goes in line with the business, because I work with children, autistic children. So, just like my money goes to help them, my money goes to help pets. And I have other corporate sponsorships that I do along the same line, but I just feel like I want to put it where I feel like somebody who's in need is getting help, someone who's defenseless is getting help.
Some of the advantages of our shelter is that we're able to help special needs cats and kittens that may otherwise not do well, living on the streets or in another shelter. We have a special fund called the CJ Surgery Fund, which helps pay for expensive surgeries or illnesses that are, prolonged, that the shelter may otherwise not be able to afford, but because of the fund that was started, we usually once a year will do a donation drive for that fund so that we can keep helping cats and kittens with illnesses. This is Larissa. She's about 5 months old. She was one of my foster kittens. She came in when she was 3 weeks old, so she was still being bottle fed. We realized around about 6 weeks that something was a little different with her, and with our experience dealing with cats and kittens, we realized she had a condition called cerebellar hypoplasia, better known as CH, which kind of makes her a little bit of a floppy cat. When she walks, she's a little unsteady, but she does everything a normal cat would do and loves even harder. But we have a special fund for cats like Larissa called the CJ Surgery Fund, and that goes to help special needs cats that may need surgery that the shelter could otherwise not afford. The mission of River Cities is to take in homeless cats and kittens that are suffering and need our help, but not only to help the cats and kittens in our community, but to help the people in our community, because they become overwhelmed with cats and kittens that they can't care for themselves, and they care, but they don't know what to do and don't have the means to take care of them. So we're able to either, talk them through it, tell them what they can do, or give them an outlet and let them bring the cats or kittens to the shelter so they'll be taken care of. And most people are so happy that we're, a no-kill shelter, and even though they may not like cats or kittens or they're allergic, they don't want to see anything bad happen to them. So they would rather them come here where they know that they'll be loved and taken care of and placed into a home, a forever home.
I joined the board of River Cities Humane Society, and I had been familiar with River Cities and their mission to provide care for animals, not only healthy cats and kittens, but those that were sick and needed more attention. So a couple of the board members who were already in place asked if I would join the board to help satisfy that mission.
How important is River Cities to the community?
To the community, it is extremely important because we don't have any other facility that can house cats and care for them in the situation that we can at River Cities. With the building that we have and the staff that we have, we can provide a home base for about 30 cats, and then we can also put about 30 cats in foster homes. So we can do so much for the cats of the community. The other shelters in the community are not cat exclusive, so River Cities is, just set apart from everybody else because we can be cat exclusive and provide the care that they need.
From a medical standpoint, tell us about the care that the cats receive at River Cities.
So the cats receive outstanding care with 2 veterinarians on the board, and with the help of all the local veterinarians. These cats are treated for any illnesses that they may have, and then they are spayed, neutered, and vaccinated before they are adopted. So we can provide everything that they need before they get into their forever homes.
And where do these cats come from?
Oh, the cats come from all over the community. A lot of them are abandoned. Some people have to give up ownership of cats. Some people find stray kittens that they bring in, and we can provide the service of taking those cats in and caring for them with the help of financial help from the community.
I've always been a cat person. I have 4 at home right now, and River Cities has always been special. I had some family members that were instrumental in starting it, and it's just a very good cause. We need more people to be involved.
What makes River Cities different from any other shelter?
Well, River Cities is a no-kill shelter, and so once your cat gets in here, it's good. River Cities has garage sales to help raise money to use at the shelter. We are always looking for household items, anything other than clothes or electronics. But, we have this twice a year over in West Monroe, and we do take donations here at the shelter, or there are board members that you can call and they can arrange pickup for you.
What about the supplies for the shelter? If someone wants to donate some of the supplies, what does the shelter need on a daily basis?
Daily basis, cat litter. Go through quite a lot every day. Also, trash bags, the large 33-gallon trash bags, bleach, disinfectant, Lysol spray and wipes. As far as cleaning supplies, what you would use in your house. River Cities would love to have a donation. Volunteering, it saves lives. It also gets the word out.
I've been supporting him for a number of years. My mom did, and I can always remember her sending a check to the shelter. And so I've been trying to financially support them and volunteering for garage sales and donating and doing whatever I can do. We need all the help we can get. We're a no-kill shelter, and we don't receive any kind of government or federal funding. It's strictly volunteers and strictly donations from people that care about animals. We need people to volunteer with the shelter because we have way too many cats for the number of people that do volunteer. We have so many foster parents out there who have cats and kittens that they take because the shelter just can't accommodate them all. It's not a big thing, really, if you've got an extra room, if you can take a mama cat and some babies and just let them stay there for a few weeks, let them get to where they're a little bit older, then we can bring them here and we can adopt them. But I said the shelter just can't accommodate them all at the same time.
So if someone was interested in becoming a foster parent, what would they need to do?
Contact one of us on the board or come out to the shelter and fill out an application, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we do check our applicants and we make sure that the cats are going to a safe home before we just give the cat out to someone.
River Cities has an account with Amazon Smile, and if you order from Amazon, you can use the link to the River Cities account and they get donations off what you buy, and it costs you nothing. But they also have an account where you can purchase supplies, the cat litter, and they will get it to River Cities.
This little baby, her name is Tama, aka Mama, aka Llama, and she was actually my second cat to adopt from the Humane Society. My first cat was named Littlefoot. He was a orangish cat with kind of some yellowish to him, and I decided to actually adopt from them again because it was just a really great experience the first time. You know, they helped me out a lot. They let me kind of roam through and see all the other cats and kind of, you know, interact with them and get to know some of them. And also, like I was telling them out there, a lot of the biggest thing was, you know, it's $60 to adopt a cat. But what people don't realize is that it comes with shots, and not only that, but if they're too young, you can bring them back later and they'll spay and or neuter it for you. And I mean, that's just one of the biggest helps, like I said, because I mean, if you just go get a cat from one of your neighbors or whatever, you still got to get it shots, you still got to get it spayed, and I mean, that can end up costing over $200. So I mean, that definitely is part of the adoption process that helped me a lot.
Hi, this is my cat, Timey. She was adopted back in December by me from River Cities Humane Society. When I first got her, she had a back, broken rear leg, and radial nerve damage in her front paw. And her leg has healed up nicely. And we just got her leg amputated. And she's doing well.
What does this cat mean to you?
Oh, she means everything to me. She's brought a lot of love and laughter into our house, and has also brought my other cat out of his shell. And now he's much more active and loving now that I have her with me.
Tell us about the River Cities Humane Society.
The workers really love the cats, and you can tell that they're very passionate about what they do with River City Humane Society. And the cats, that mean a lot to them, and to be able to have such an awesome no-kill shelter here in Monroe is really a great quality of our city.
In the shelter, we have about 5 volunteers on a regular basis that have been a great asset to the shelter.
How important are volunteers?
Volunteers are very, very important. They help spread awareness. They help us here in the shelter, as well as at fundraisers and other events.
I just started coming up here every now and again. I go to school at ULM, and during the day it's kind of crazy, so I love cats, and I just need a little bit of cat therapy.
Why is it important to volunteer?
It's important to volunteer because we need the money so that we can help out the kittens, that we are able to have supplies, we're able to get fosters, and just being able to have enough space so that we can take care of them.
I have been volunteering here for a little over a year, and my duties are varied. It depends on what needs to be done day by day, anything from sweeping to bottle feeding kittens.
What does the shelter mean to you?
It's a special place. It's like family. Once you get in here and you get involved with the animals and the other volunteers, it's just a special place, and I love coming here.
Oh, the people here are so wonderful. They just make you feel welcome, and you feel like you're doing such a good thing for not only the cats but for the community. And even though some of our stuff we do is not very glamorous, we just love doing it.
I feel happy when I come here, and I feel happy when I leave. And I feel like volunteering here has made me realize the extent of the animal problem, the overpopulation, and just how much people care. It's given me faith in humanity again.
I've been a volunteer for a little over a year, and I started out doing just things here at the shelter and then got more and more involved because I could see the need. Now I do a lot of the transportation, taking the kittens and cats back and forth to the vet to be spayed or neutered, which is something that has to be done. No cat leaves this shelter without being spayed or neutered.
Why do you continue to volunteer?
Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for the community. It's the right thing for this organization. It's very much needed. People just don't realize how much we need to be taking care of these animals.
First got involved with River Cities when I was 19, the summer before veterinary school. I got a job during the summer, first time I'd ever been around cats, and I fell in love with the shelter and the cats and the people.
Waiting list is people that have kittens or adult cats that they need to find a home for. They have a stray outside that they're feeding or something like that that they need to try to find a home for. Or they don't want to just bring it, they want it taken care of. They don't want it just euthanized or killed at a high kill shelter. They want it placed where it would be placed in a good family. It's very important that the community support the facility because this is the main way or the main shelter for these cats, and we are helping with the overpopulation problem. We get every cat is spayed or neutered. They're vaccinated. It helps prevent disease.
Thanks to Boyd next to me, he is in love with cats, so we came about 5 years ago to adopt our cat that we have at home now. And Boyd likes to frequently visit the kittens here and come play with them.
So tell us about this kitten you have right here.
Boyd, tell her this kitten's name.
Leader.
This is Leader. And Leader was actually one of 5 kittens, and 2 of the brothers and sisters were adopted by one family, and then another family came and adopted 2 brothers and sisters, so now Leader is left all alone.
And tell us about fostering.
Fostering is something that we are interested in doing. If you're not sure that you're ready for a full-time cat or kitten, you can foster a cat and help out when they come in and they're too young to really have a room of their own. You can take them home and anywhere from feeding them milk by a bottle to just keeping care of them until they can be adopted out.
So why should someone come and adopt a cat from River Cities? What makes them different than the other shelters?
Well, we love it here, and we love the staff here, very helpful and friendly. They're always welcoming to let us come in here and let Boyd play with the cats and kittens. Of course, when you get a cat or a kitten from here, you're not only helping to provide another place, another space that could be available to help a kitten, but also it's coming with all of its shots. It's going to be spayed or neutered, which is excellent. And, just to help with your community. And donating in any way possible is what we also like to do.
So tell me about your cat at home, Boyd, that you adopted from here about 5 years ago.
Cicely.
And what did you rename her?
Puddin'.
We love our cat that we adopted very much, and actually we were huge dog people before all this began. So having a cat and having Boyd loving to come here for the cats and kittens, it's brought a whole new meaning to the love of kittens for us. We are now a cat family, and we enjoy that.
So do your cats and dogs get along?
They do, but the cats always seem to be the dominant one in our family. The dogs tends to kind of stay back from the cat, so we have not had a problem with that.
So anyone coming to adopt that may have some dogs shouldn't worry about blending a cat with their dogs.
I don't think so. I think it all depends on the temperament of the dog, and of course we have a lab, so she creeps up to see the cat and the cat will look at her and she kind of eases back. But no, it was not a problem at all. We kind of eased them into that, and it's worked fine for us.
I just really like cats, and I think they're really sweet, and I actually have a cat myself.
Are you looking to adopt today?
Yes.
What about this cat you have in your hand?
I think I might have to. She's really sweet.
And why did you choose to come to River Cities today instead of any of the other shelters?
Because I think like cats that have been rescued need homes too, and they need a second chance.
I'm Shelley McCullen, and I am co-founder of the River Cities Humane Society for Cats. This new facility is wonderful. We outgrew our old facility. We have a lot to offer here. This is a one-of-a-kind, no-kill facility that specializes in cats and kittens. We meet their needs, and we help the public by taking in unwanted strays, and we get them fixed, we give them medical care, and then we adopt them out at a nominal fee.
Hi, my name is Pat,
and I just moved here from California about 6 months ago. And I've always been an animal lover, and I've always volunteered in California. So as soon as I moved here, I wanted to find out about the organizations that are in this area. I thought I'd come out here and actually physically come and see the facility before I got involved. And when I came out here, I have to say I was really impressed. Everybody was very friendly. The building was spotless. The cats look happy playing. And when I heard what they do, I was in.
We have our annual fundraiser, Tales at Twilight, coming up October 28th, and this year it's a Halloween motif. So costumes are optional, but you know you want to dress up, and we will have a costume contest, so it's going to be a lot of fun this year. We have a silent auction. We have curiosity cat boxes, which are mystery boxes. We also have a raffle, and on the raffle you have a choice of a blue dog, a shotgun, or a condo. So we have all kinds of fun things for you to come out and do. Jackrabbit Slims is the band again this year, and also we have great food provided by Bayou Landing. It's beautiful on the bayou. It's a lot of fun. So make plans to come October 28th to Bayou Landing for Tales at Twilight.
Well, the neat thing about this event is that we feel everybody can contribute in any way they can. We would be happy to take anything. We're asking for donations of items, gift cards. We have these mystery boxes, and we also have corporate levels, sponsorships from 300 to 10,000. So, but we would just be so thrilled to receive anything anybody can contribute. It's for the community. It's for everybody to enjoy that night.
You can go to our website at www.rivercitiescats.org. You can see our sponsorship packages. For businesses, we have anywhere from $300 up to $10,000. You can do cash or in-kind sponsorship, like gift cards or something from your business that we can put on our silent auction, or for our Curiosity Cat mystery boxes. Also for individuals or families, you could become a Scaredy Cat pet partner. For $100, you can become on the event t-shirt, you can be on our Facebook and our thank you newsletter. It's just a lot of fun.
Please visit our website for more information on how you can help by becoming a sponsor, donor, or volunteer. Please send your tax-deductible donation to River Cities Humane Society, 5302 Desirde Street, Monroe, Louisiana 71203. The website is rivercitiescats.org.